Glenn, go.
Why does everyone want a
Yamaha Banshee?
No, redo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Banshee.
why does everyone want a Banshee?
What's going on, guys? It's Wilson. We're back on the Function Powersports YouTube, and today we're going to be talking all about what makes a Yamaha Banshee so good. So we've got Glenn here today.
What's up, guys?
And we're going to be going through that. Obviously, the Banshee has like a cult following.
I mean, there's videos everywhere you look, forums. You just type in Yamaha Banshee, they'll run you through the whole history. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like people would give a kidney for a Banshee, especially if they still made them, because they don't make them anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of the thing.
So if you guys want to find out why the Yamaha Banshee is so great and everybody wants it, all you gotta do is click that subscribe button down below, and let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna start with just a couple quick fun facts. So as most of you know, the Yamaha Banshee is no longer made. It was in production in North America from 1987 all the way through 2006, and it was sold here in the United States. Now, if you did live in Canada, it was sold up until 2008, and if you happen to be in the Middle East or Australia, you could buy a brand new 2012 Yamaha Banshee. Now you might be wondering, why did the production stop in North America? Well, the good old EPA came in with their new rules, and the Yamaha Banshee, being an old school two-stroke, didn't comply with all the new rules. So it's a bummer in the sport quad market to see the Yamaha Banshee go, but they live on today, and that's exactly what we're gonna get into.
Yeah, and I hate the EPA. I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
The EPA ruins all of our fun. Whether it's outside, in cars, anywhere, the EPA just ruins fun.
Yeah, like the Yamaha Banshee is fun.
It's like, why mess something up that was so good? And we could have had a 2022 Yamaha Banshee, still two-stroke, still just all of pure God's glory, just.
And the same exact seat as 1987 on that original one.
Yeah.
Could have had it still.
Seat never changes. Just recover the seat, you're good to go.
Exactly.
All right, so Glenn, honestly, what about the Banshee made it so good? Because I mean, it's like growing up, right? I didn't have a ton of friends that were into power sports, but everyone that did, it was a Banshee. It was like that and dirt bikes, and I mean, you're ripping anytime you go to his house, he's ripping down a road. Like that was the pinnacle, right? When you're 16, 15, 16, 17, like, and someone had that was the guy.
Yep.
But I mean, like, so what makes them so good?
So I guess kind of tying in a little bit of that background too is, like, for me growing up, I was on my very first ATV at 3 years old. So I grew up with the whole sport quad scene, and growing up in a small little town, one of my best friend's dad had a Yamaha Banshee. So like we'd go rip around in the fields, and it would be the sound of that two-stroke sport quad that just sounded so dang badass. It was so fast compared to what we were running, because I would have had like a Yamaha Warrior 350 or even a Yamaha Raptor 660, which are quick quads, but the two-stroke Banshee was so wild and it just sounded insane. Like a Yamaha Banshee, just that motor screams like crazy, and they're cool. Like, yeah, you can't go wrong with
I mean, and they look like, we were talking about them earlier today, and it was like, they look like, if you ever made like the origami frogs back in the day that you would hop, dude, like looking at the front end of a Banshee, like that's what it looks like, especially if they've got the headlights there.
It's just two flat pieces of plastic, two little headlights, handlebars.
Yep, it just looks like kind of like an insect, but they're just like so much fun, right? I mean, and obviously they have their downfalls, right? Like no reverse gears.
Right.
They're not very forgiving on a trail ride.
They run hot.
Yeah.
That's where, like, for trail riders, you can do it, but they tend to run very hot. So you better be running engine ice coolant, running a oversized radiator to help keep that thing cool. And they do not like running under like 30 miles an hour. Like, you gotta be on that thing to keep that running to the way it wants to.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many times that I think I've ever watched a Banshee riding where they're not some type of sideways in it, right? It's just, I mean, you just crank her down.
You're always on it and
crank her
just
down
drift in the corners. And
I mean, that's been the thing, and they, like I said earlier, like, right, they have a cult following behind them. And it's like, it's not like a Razor, Razors when UTVs. It's not like, I don't think any other quad would be
legendary.
Up there. Yeah, as legendary. Like, I think it's rightfully named like the greatest ATV of all time.
Right.
And it's really great at a lot of things. Dunes, right? Road riding. People love them for road riding.
Like in Europe, that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
They'll set up with some street tires, widen them out, and like that is very popular over in Europe.
But like the suspension's not very forgiving.
It's not really good for jumping. You can jump it, and you can upgrade your suspension. Like we sell upgraded Fox shocks, Elka suspension, so then that machine can handle it. But on the stock shocks, we're talking just basic coil spring, just cheapo shocks, we'll call them, because that's what they were. It's just
2006 technology.
It was to rip through the dunes, to just fly through a field or something. So, I mean, bringing in the sand dune scene, I think the Yamaha Banshee at one point was the biggest machine probably out at the dunes, whereas now you see all the UTVs taking over, but you'll still be sure to find a Banshee when you go dune riding at like Silver Lake, or if you're out at Glamis or something. So,
well, and I think like when you get into like all of those like downtown takeovers, it's Banshees, baby.
Oh yeah.
I mean, those guys, they're just sitting on two wheels. They're riding a wheelie the whole time, because it's just, and it's the sound of a Banshee, right? It's just, you can't necessarily can't describe it, but it's really like there's just nothing as pure. Like that is like what, to me, Powersports, Brappen was all about. Was just, that's what a Banshee
But no, like the Banshees are just such a badass machine. I really don't know what else to say. Like I know that if I do buy one at some point, they make 421 Cub motor build kits for them. Like you can build these things. That's the thing, is they're so buildable to this day. Here in 2022, you can still buy anything and everything to rebuild, modify, upgrade your Yamaha Banshee.
Yeah, because I mean they built so many parts for them because everybody modded them.
And the aftermarket scene just jumped on that like crazy. So
yeah, and I mean, and the things get fast. I mean, 100 horsepower on, I mean, what does the thing weigh, like?
400 pounds.
400 pounds?
With gas in it. 385 pounds without gas.
Jeez,
so, dry weight versus wet weight. So, fairly lightweight machine.
Yeah, you put 85, 95, 100 horsepower if you're just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
And, like, at that point, I mean, you're what? 100 horsepower, you're 4 to 1? 4 pounds for every 1 horsepower, which is
that thing is
insane.
Moving. Oh yeah.
I mean, golly, that's like that's like a 1,000 horsepower in a car.
Exactly.
It's just nasty. So if I'm not mistaken, Glenn, like I don't know if you're like seriously trying to or kind of trying to, but like you've been looking at Banshees maybe a little bit. Like, so in today's market, right? Obviously, we're here in the Midwest, in Wisconsin. How hard is it to like find a Banshee? What are people paying for them right now? So
you can always find a Yamaha Banshee. Now the quality of that Banshee, that's the big iffy part.
Right.
So here in Wisconsin, like if you hop on ATV Trader, you are not finding anything within the Midwest. Like currently, literally looking today, there's 2 down in Georgia at a dealership for $8,000 to $15,000 used, obviously. And then just looking at Facebook Marketplace ads and whatever, wherever you can find one, because they are starting to get harder to find. You're talking at least $4,000 to $10,000 all day long to find a used Banshee that's been used and abused. Maybe it has clean plastic, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's got good tires, maybe it's got bold tires.
But it's been either ridden hard.
Oh, every Banshee's been ridden hard.
Or parked and not ridden for what, 15 to 20 years?
There is a museum out east that has brand new, never run or never like ever put gas in them Yamaha Banshees.
Oh, geez.
But you can't buy them because the dude's just collecting them.
That's lame. That's lame. Why would you have that and take away someone's joy and freedom?
Money. Because I would also do that if I could buy every single sport quad. I would display them.
I wouldn't display.
And then I'd have my ones that I pull out of the garage and go rip around.
I would have them all lined up, and I would ride a different one every day. But they would all get ridden.
You have to put like a gallon of gas in at a time to make sure you don't have your gas going bad.
Yeah, but don't forget, and then oil. You got to throw the oil in there too.
So to find a Yamaha Banshee today, it's still possible. It's very expensive when we're talking used sport quads. Like even 5 years ago, you could find a Banshee for $2,000 to $3,000 used.
Right.
Now you won't find anything like that.
Yeah.
So
and the price of a new quad or anything like that has gotten so inflated through the years that it's like what used to cost $5,000 is now 10.
Yep.
So things that are not collectors but really sought after, like I mean, to find a good quality Banshee, right? If you were to like relate it to a car, to find one that hasn't been used and abused, like a Nissan 240, like you're never gonna find that.
Right.
Like, and if you are, you're gonna pay stupid amounts of money.
Or like a Toyota Helix truck that's rust free.
Right. Yeah.
Impossible.
But if you do, you will pull the checkbook out.
Oh yeah.
Because that's a find, right?
Heck yeah. So if you guys like what you saw today and you love the Yamaha Banshee as much as we do, drop a comment down below if you think Function Powersports should build one, because I know I really want to.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, I could sell my car. I would just ride the Banshee to work.
So make sure to click that subscribe, comment down below, and give this video a like. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.